Are you the reason why we are all in this realm?
Hmm. Yes and no. Everyone was brought into Haven because your realms fell. The being that some of you have met and known as Alar is the one responsible for the destruction of reality as we know it. When Alar was created, I was created as a byproduct of all the good in the universe to counteract him.
Please come in.
This realm has gone by many names, but after Alar, it was deemed a haven for all those needing safety from his clutches. We slowly brought people in from dimensions that fell, but it seems as if we're at the point where there are no more dimensions left. We're all that is left.
I have big question.
Hmm?
Okay, so if there was way, could I go back to dimension? Because I have like a lot of people that I need to cut the tongues off of. Maybe kill them.
How can I put this still?
Someone has beaten you to
So
it.
they're already dead.
Oh,
Yes,
that loser.
the dimensions no longer exist. Not destroyed.
Can I like get it
erased
back?
from reality itself.
That is
Possibly.
bad. I want to get it back so I can go back and get revenge.
Well, that is the hope to eventually bring reality back to its more natural form.
Okay, well then how do I do that?
Don't
Is it even possible?
know, that's what... There is something we have set up called the Haven Protocol, where if anything ever happens to Haven in the known universe, the known universe in Haven is supposed to reset to create new life and rebalance the energies of the universe. The Haven Protocol is no longer activating, so we are quite literally on our own.
This is
If it did
weird.
either, if it did work, either would not be in the realm, then we would still have our sanctuary. The Haven Protocol is designed to test the best of everyone, to find a way to counteract Alar. But so far, no one has succeeded, except for this group. You have fought back Alar and succeeded and withstood his corruption.
So the Haven protocol needs to be activated properly to destroy Alar?
I have been trying to figure out why the protocol has not activated, and what I fear is there's no longer enough of reality to reset to.
Then how do we like get more reality back? Do we just need to build stuff or something?
I think we are finally at the stalemate of either Alar destroys Haven, or the people of Haven destroy Alar.
I think I could beat $8.
You say that.
Say a lot of things.
Alar warned people who haven't seen his monstrosities firsthand. He's a being of pure evil and negative energy. He has forcefully consumed gods, and the difference of us being a collection of different consciousness, he overpowers and strips them down to their very powers for him to wield. He doesn't just destroy reality, he erases and consumes the energy so that nothing is left. Not even the atoms. Yes, I've seen some refer to him as the anti-god. Haven's walls have always stood strong until I believe he's had enough power to breach. He's breached the seal multiple times now, and a part of him is now within Haven along with a few of his remnants. Brave souls who have been in Haven a little bit have been able to push back those remnants and destroy some of their physical forms. But it won't be long until Alar and his remnants regain those forms.
We believe that might already.
Suspect that it already has happened. Well,
Together,
we
Chico.
need everyone's
Together.
help.
Well, you see, Jico, I found someone in ice the other day, and I think she can help us. That's a lot of information, though. Yes.
Princess in Ice.
Someone in ice?
Queen.
You see, she's currently grieving. She will seek us out.
Hmm.
But
She's
it
a
is
queen,
weird.
not a princess.
Ah, yes. It is difficult for the gods to completely interfere because, while if they fall to Aether, Aether will consume them. He doesn't seem as interested in consuming mortals. But if he gets a hand on a god, then he just gains more power and possibly another remnant. Also, if he were to be able to take control of a god's body and use it as his vessel, well, I believe that would spell the end of Haven. The end of reality itself.
So, you guys have, pushed back Alar before, and he had to recover his remnants. Is it possible to trap them so that way he can't get them? Then you can
That's not a bad
weaken him
idea.
over time.
Yeah, you're very right, Poyo. We see we have some plans, and we've made some things with the help of Athena, Lepin, and Salvaticus, along with, of course, the Haven folk here. We have made some things that might be able to help him, but tested. Hopefully, during an event that will happen soon with Corellia, test those out. It's possible.
Haven is also... Aether is also quite an enigma to fight. You see, he's a collection of one being consuming multiple, so he has extensive knowledge across multiple gods, but he can also copy people's forms. One of the remnants appears to be copying Corellia, and I fear he is trying to make his own goddess of death and destruction. And as we've seen with some of the beasts in Hades, he doesn't know how to fully utilize them. So as long as we don't teach him or give him things to utilize, he shouldn't be as strong as he usually is. It seems as if he's trying to create the remnants to mimic gods. At least that's what I've seen and been told by some of the others.
Found some
If he were to lose those remnants that are from other gods, would he not be able to copy them anymore?
It's a possibility. We might
We
be able
found
to slowly chip
scriptures.
away at him.
Of evidence that he might be trying to use the goddess of light soul or her power some way help create his goddess of darkness.
That would make sense. He does find joy in twisting people into different uses. I fear that there will be no way to free them from his clutches, only to let them finally experience death. I don't know. From everything I've seen across the lands, and from my own research and the other gods have looked into, it seems as if our only option is to weaken Alar to hopefully be able to get the Haven Protocol to activate. Well, a few of the gods have been on the hunt for the remnants, it seems, with them realizing that they were able to be easily found. Whatako has had immense trouble trying to locate them, and Kansu is afraid he can no longer sense them at all. They've become masters of hiding. We can help aid in the fight, but it's quite dangerous for the gods to do hand-to-hand with him in case he can consume one of them.
You see, G-Code, together we are all we need to defeat Aether. If we had more of us together when we had fought him last, and if the rest of his remnants didn't flee, I think we definitely could have taken him out there and then.
Well, with Alar being in Haven changes the Haven Protocol. Yes, Alar is a collection of beings. I believe the best term is a hive mind. It's hard for him because he is essentially almost pure energy like myself. It's hard for him to have physical manifestations. He has to create them, consume creatures of this land, or gods. Well, we don't know if they grow back. With the latest attack on him, he appears to be severely weakened. Seems to be hiding, possibly licking his wounds. There are two possibilities. Oh,
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
right. Other than outright defeating him, which takes some time to figure out. If we were either able to activate the Haven Protocol with him inside, it would actually force him to be reset, hopefully releasing his energy. Or we were to completely destroy Alar from within, then activate the Haven Protocol. It should reset the universe back to its natural cycle.
So we'd have to figure out how to activate the Haven Protocol and keep him trapped in Haven while that happens?
Yes. As for the waiting gamer action, I know most of the gods have been exploring multiple means. We're trying to locate him, but we're having difficulty as he seems to be moving around.
There is a possibility when this seance that's conducted by Corellia will force Aether out and force him to be interested enough to come there. So hopefully we can take care of him there, or try to fight him again there, or if he doesn't show up and he sends his pawns, we can weapons, the lantern in the room, those silver things standing up. So hopefully we can try them out and see how well they work against the entities. Corellia is currently working towards setting up the. She needs very specific things in order to create the area she needs for the seance. So I'm sure when she'll set it up, we'll be able to strategize a proper plan. I have no idea. She's yet to get back to us with that.
I would usually have a bigger hand in this, but I am worried that Aethar is possibly watching my movements, so it's dangerous for me to even appear here talking to you. I have been keeping him at bay. I know he's trying to infect the land of Haven, and most of my energy has been spent keeping him out. But he will eventually grow cocky and choose to attack. I do not know with this case. And usually with the resets, yes, some survive, but this is a total reset of the cosmos. Who knows what will happen? I know many require aid with healing, crafting. There's much to be done.
There's many ways to be useful, even not in combat.
Yes, there were many that supplied you in your raid against the remnants.
That is a good question. Would he return to the original God of Destiny?
I do not know. Kokomos has been looking through the lines of fate, but they're all starting to appear at ends. It seems as if fate itself is starting to deteriorate. We have had Haven reset and the universe reset. Usually, most timelines stay the same. The characters appear in the same stories. Some similar events will play out the same. But with them all being destroyed, I don't know what will happen. Well, the resets have been happening
Well,
for
the
millennia.
Aether
Aether-
being, correct me if I'm wrong, but Aether being here is the thing that is not supposed to happen.
With every reset, Aethar was able to escape to the bounds of non-reality, outside of our cosmos to hide. So he's been just slowly coming and whittling away at the known universe until we're at the point today where we are surrounded by non-reality. There has never been a full reset of the universe. This would be quite literally a new beginning.
All of this
And
talk
from
of
every-
what to do with Aether is we together, Haven and us are like, we don't know we don't have answers. It's something we need to figure.
We're quite literally going down the path blind. Even with what Coco has seen at the possible futures. I wish I could tell you. Bring up your spirits, but
Hey, hurry up! It's right over here.
I don't know the answers to these questions. I have spent centuries pondering them. But this is the first time Alar has fully played his hand within Haven. This is one of the few times we can use his arrogance and his ego to our advantage.
Right over here. Hey, over here.
But you mortals have shown your strength and your power, and I would say Alar fears some of you with your capabilities. He has managed to destroy one of his physical forms, even severely injure multiple of his remnants. So, if we are able to gain more power and rally the forces, in time we should be able to defeat him. The gods have been trying their best to hold off and keep him on the move to allow you all to rebuild and build up and gain your strength. But I do think that he will be showing his face again sometime soon. He doesn't like to stay down for long, is what we found. You were all pulled into Haven for a purpose. You were all... I saw the greatness in all of you. That's why the portals took you in. I can see all of your potentials, even without seeing your fates. And I know you all have what it takes. We trust you all with our lives. We shall be here to aid in saving yours.
Wait! You trust us. But we have not met yet. How can you trust us so easily?
Oh, we have been watching. We watch. Across the sky, we've seen your greatest strengths and your greatest failures.
You don't watch me while I bathe, right?
No, we do
This
not.
would be weird.
Goodness. Oh! Wait, how?
It's okay
who
because
is
True
there?
actually doesn't bathe.
Who is
The
that?
floating thing.
Oh! Wait, they can talk?
It's an overseer, guardian of havens, I guess. At least that's what it referred to itself as.
Hello! Small beings.
There's some of my eyes and
That is
ears.
amazing. Hello!
So we need to keep Aether, but
Oh,
no, I guess if we can figure out how to hold one of his remnants, then we could figure out how to bind him to here, right?
that is one of the ideas we've had. Oh. But I know that some of you have been having some more plans and been wanting. I can try to answer a few questions if anybody has any more.
I have one!
Yes.
Would, this might be inappropriate, but would you be willing to engage in a one-on-one fist fight?
Well, I don't really have a physical body, so that wouldn't be able to be possible.
Oh, forgive me. Next question. How many, gods are on this land? I've just now learned that there are gods that exist and walk and talk just like us.
There are quite a few.
Gods cannot count.
Some make their presence. Some of them make their presence known. Some of them have gone into hiding or hibernations. And sadly, some of them have fallen to Aelar's clutches.
Well, thank you for answering my question. If you need my fist, I'll be more than glad to help. Ha ha ha! And we can have drinks afterwards all together! And get really drunk!
Can I drink?
Oh, you cannot?
I don't know if
unfortunate.
you can. But we will definitely need your fist soon.
Lovely! I would love to help. Ha ha ha!
Are there any more questions?
I have a question.
Of course.
Have you ever heard of the name Depthfinder before?
Yes, I have.
I was about to ask about that too.
He used to live in the seas. I haven't seen him as of recently. He used to guard Midgard.
You said some were asleep and some were dead. Do you know if which one of those two that they might be?
Some of the gods have learned how to hide their life force from Aelar by seeping into this almost death hibernation state where they spread out their energy so they cannot be sensed. It has been a while since I have sensed the Depthfinder's energy, so I don't know if he is dead or alive in a hibernative state.
Quiet question.
Hmm?
There is like big dead skeleton under the water and very deep cave that is hard to see. What is that? It is large.
There have been a couple of large entities that used to live within Haven. The Guardians usually cycle out between creatures. I believe that was one of the earlier Guardians of the realm that Depthfinder killed.
Also, it is like not a good guardian if it died then.
Some of the Guardians will have duels with each other. Whoever comes
So
up
it was
on
weak.
top becomes the new Guardian.
I wouldn't call it weak. If you go close to its mouth, whatever it used to spit out of its mouth but burns your flesh. It's not fun.
Well, that happened in
And
another
it
cave
still
before.
burns.
Yeah, I just put the red juice on my skin and it kinda helps.
Oh, you're the one where his skin keeps falling off.
Yes, it is because I am Beast Hunter, it doesn't all fall off at the time.
Oh, it's God of Terra, Kansu. Kansu is quite old-fashioned. He usually likes to be summoned and I would use reverence around him as he gets a little picky about how some people talk to him. If you build him a shrine of earth and knowledge, he will usually answer.
If I like throw rocks at the sky, would it summon him or something?
I don't think that would work. No problem at all.
He's like Rockman, right?
Ha ha.
I have.
Of course.
If we defeat him, will all our realms continue to be again?
Yeah, that'll probably be useful a little bit now. It's just if we have like
Right.
big fight, I might need a lot more.
I do not know if the dimensions will return to the original forms
Okay for
or
now.
create something new.
Then,
Thank you.
question,
Of course.
why should we trust you?
When Alar was created out of the negative and foolishness of the old gods, the universe created me as a hive mind of other gods to help defend against Alar. My whole purpose has been to defeat. The remnants are of fallen gods. He consumes and strips away their personalities, their emotions, everything that makes them, well, them other than their powers. It seems as if he's trying to create his own anti-gods or gods through mashing entities or other creatures he's found together to try to make something new out of nothing but just creates monstrosities. With how much has been stripped away from them, I don't know if we could free them or if they were to be freed, if they would return back to their natural state. No one has ever been freed from Alar's clutches. But we've never defeated him, pushed him back as we had before. People have tried, but in most cases they end up just slaying the remnant. It would be more difficult to try to untether it than it would be to just strike it down.
Excuse me, Haven.
Hmm?
When I spoke to Aether, he said he wanted this he wanted to consume us all, and that's because this is the first time he is allowed to decide what he does since what the old gods did to him. I think there's a chance that what he's doing with making all of these creations is just him playing with us.
Quite possibly. He's also almost towards his end goal of destroying everything, so I do feel like he's gonna start throwing everything at us to succeed.
But he was
In
being
most cases,
the old gods tampered with him and forced him to do things that he didn't want to do, because he was the god. He is the fallen god of destiny. He used to control destiny to some degree, and the gods tried to abuse that power. And he, I guess, finally broke free. And in his freedom, he decided that he was going to consume everyone and destroy everything.
it wasn't more if he broke free, he became broken. They destroyed his hold on destiny, and I don't know what happened to him. The man we respected as Alar was there 1 second, and then after that, whatever. whatever he became. He is not an entity to reason with. He believes the only course of fixing reality in his eyes is to have nothing exist anymore.
There is
Some
one
of
god
the
you could
old
ask.
gods still exist.
It, I'm not sure if you know Haven since you were created after the same time Aether was. But Kokomos used to be really good friends with Aether, and apparently Kokomos abandoned Aether in a time of need.
The original old gods were quite stuck in their ways and were fearful of change. They decided that they were going to try to control fate and destiny. When Kokomos realized the effects that would have on reality, he chose to flee. Aether chose to remain. They destroyed destiny, and Aether was few of the old gods still exist. All the ones here were not involved in the jerking around of Aether. Most of the old gods were a few reincarnations. So there's some younger gods that don't have memories of the old ways, weren't created then. Yes. Spirits are usually brought forward through ideas and living embodiments of them. But gods, that kind naturally to contain energies, will usually reincarnate. Our father, Giannis, created us. He was the original. He wasn't really a god, he was creation itself. And he tampered with it to create us.
For those who remember Click was trying to talk to that person, and he stumbled across Aether.
Giannis, to our understanding, is dead. He cut parts of himself away to create gods, and eventually he, in his blind pursuit to create more gods, consumed himself. You think about it in the sense he lives within all the gods, but as an entity, no. Through horrible experiments to create all of us, trying to find the best way, best gods, and we are happy that he is no longer with us. I would rather not get into it. It is quite a touchy subject for all of us. But Giannis is no longer here. course. Is there any more questions anyone has?
I do have one, but it's not as important as fear, perhaps.
Your the
It
wind took
involves-
your voice.
Oh, I have a question about Lullaby.
Ah, yes.
So, she might be trying to become a god.
It's not the first time the spirits have tried to reach godhood. That's how some of the gods exist today. Well, or used to exist.
Do you know how bad that would be, or could that be?
Sometimes the spirits and gods will have bouts of fights, which they'll see who becomes god and who becomes a spirit through reincarnations. It's seen more as a natural process of the universe experimenting with energies. It depends on what our plans are, but there's something that happens. Winneco has been scheming for years to try to kill a god, but he's never actually done anything. Lullaby is also the youngest of the spirits, so whenever they're younger, they usually talk about trying to become gods or kill gods and steal their powers, but it's seen more of part of the life cycle of spirits and gods.
So my fear is that us praising her too much will force her, or will give her the power to turn to a god, and whatever, if she has bad intentions.
Well, that is kind of how the energies in Haven work, and that is actually how Lullaby came to be. The spirits are always created through the living embodiment of ideas and feelings. Ever since Alar started creeping closer and closer, a few resets ago, Lullaby appeared. It has been a while since spirits have been made, and Lullaby is the first to be created within Haven. Oh. Is he alright?
You may have put him to sleep.
I do have that power on some
I'll
people.
take that. He's a friend of mine.
Can't believe he's bored.
To answer your question, Ari, there's definitely weapons and magics and tools and stuff that we can use to help fight against him. We have some swords that were helped crafted by the gods, and these lanterns, but we still don't really quite know the full effect that they will have on him. That's why we just all need to come together and come up with plans and strategies and such.
Yes, I am not usually one to make weapons, but Athena knows quite a lot about smith making.
I figure if he's a being of negative energy, then we need at least an equal amount of positive energy to kind of neutralize the playing field.
That's quite the right idea. You see, we started with the first idea that we had which was these swords. Our blacksmiths, Jacoby and Saren, gave the idea to the goddess of life, Lepin, the god of dragons, Sabaticus Draco, and Athena, the spirit of evolution. Together, they used Salvaticus's fire, Lepin's light, and Athena's evolution and craftsmanship to make these weapons that did prove effective on his entities, Azea. But he has yet to be proven to be harmed by them. And that's
Well,
just
no,
because no one
I don't
has anything.
necessarily mean as a weapon. I mean more as like how, like when you mention lanterns, like creating some sort of field. So at least there, that there's, I don't really know enough
I
about
see where you're
the
going with
energies
that.
and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. We had an idea that the light creatures that exist in this realm, like the glow dogs and the glow goats and such, do have some little bit of energy that seem to ward off the lesser spirits to some degree. Um, that's what the lanterns are for. They are an early prototype, and from what Athena has talked about, there is definitely a possibility we could expand upon the lanterns to make them more powerful or make them more useful. But we just need to test them first, to figure out if it even is going to work, and then how we can improve upon it. But you're definitely right with where you're.
We also have to be careful with Aethar because he seems to be evolving. One of the parts of why we haven't been able to defeat him in the past is if we do push him back one way, he'll just come back immune, or it won't be as effective against him in the future.
Like, if they manage to
Yes.
find physical forms, the lanterns might not.
Aethar has, when he first broke through, it's one of the first things he went after, the energies within him. I sadly wasn't able to. I've been trying to regain that magical force back, but it's been quite difficult.
Is there anything we can do? Help stockpile energy in a place that he can't get it?
Perhaps. I'm assuming that's how he's been keeping himself within Haven, is within that life force, that magic.
Was the energy more of just kind of like an airborne thing? Or are there ways that we could store it, like a material or something that has good absorption properties or something? Or we could make something to house it in it, so that way we could keep it in one place safe. You could get it whenever, if you needed extra.
Perhaps, but the magic seems to be dampened right now, so I don't know if we'll be able to tap into it yet. Kansu and I have been scheming about how to, well, get Aether off of that force, but I'll be sure to tell you once we know. Perhaps. Haven does have a few defense systems built into it where it is, similar to Aethar, always trying to adapt. be able to defeat him. So there could be something within these new plants and resources that will be able to damage either.
Oh well, you know what? Poyo found something at the bottom of. Perhaps
Oh?
perhaps that might be a connection to the world mutating on its own to defend against it.
Maybe? Kinda. I don't know, because apparently nobody else had seen them before, but it kind of reminded me, or your overseers kind of remind me of it. It looked like the mosasaurus, the giant fish that I breed, but it had like metal armor. It looked like almost like an oily, rubbery plating inside. It looked synthetic entirely, so I'm not fully sure, and I'm trying to figure out where it came from, because it seems way too complicated for anyone here to have made. So I can barely even understand what I'm looking at when I look at it.
Yes, I'm quite interested in those appearing. Never heard of a construct.
Jacob.
I do not know if Kansu was the one or if it was Haven. Well, Haven itself. It's quite confusing to talk about because I am an entity of Haven. So it gets a little confusing sometimes.
So, are you saying that Haven itself is trying to fight back?
Yes, there are protocols in place to try to help defend. And Haven is difficult to talk about because I am. Sorry. Stuff sometimes just is together. I think it takes a lot of energy for me to hold this form, and especially for this long. Go and let my energies recharge. If you do have any more questions, I am sure one of the gods can answer, or I may be able to appear again. Hopefully soon. But with what is happening with Adar, I do not know. But I believe it is farewell for now. And good luck. Farewell.
Permission to
Bye
initiate
bye.
scan protocol.
Thank you.
Initiating protocol anyways.
Scan.